We've been talking plenty about Michael Maguire and how he is feeling the heat as Tigers coach at the moment. They're 0-5 to start the year, but now the blowtorch well and truly on Anthony Griffin at the St George Illawarra Dragons after a month without a victory.
Anthony Griffin is the new head coach from season 2021. Is this the man they were after from the start?
I was quite stunned that they went with Anthony Griffin.
Now, the club held a board meeting last night and decided that Griffin was their man, despite winning just 8 of 24 games last season.
I've been on the record saying that I don't think he should have been the coach.
They also believe, with so many new faces, that the club will be finals bound in 2022.
Woods. Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
Topped it off.
They started the season quite well, but yeah, they're struggling at the moment.
They've probably gone backwards to start the year, and clearly the signs are there, things aren't going right. Pressure's on Anthony Griffin.
Oh no, Bird's lost it.
They just look slow. It's round 5. They look tired already. I don't know what's happened with the Dragons.
He's dropped it. That sums up the Dragons' night.
That'll do it tonight as far as the Dragons' chances are concerned.
So after an early win against the Warriors, the Panthers, the Sharks, the Eels and the Rabbitohs all getting the better of the Dragons, where's it going wrong for them, Cam?
Oh, look, I think they just lack commitment and energy, really. When you just watch them play without knowing what's going on down there, the only bloke that seems like he's fully committed to the cause at the moment is Ben Hunt. And I know there's been some different selections for their 17 over the past couple of weeks, but when I look at Ben Hunt, it actually looks like he wants to be out there to make a difference for his footy side. So I think that's where the players really need to start to have a think about, you know, the pride in the jersey, the pride in playing for their club and their fans, and yeah, just bring back some energy to that football side. Well, and one of the key criticisms, Gals, I mean, there's that old mantra of out with the old, in with the new. It seems to be almost the reverse at the Dragons. There's some criticism going the way of the coach with some signings, some selection decisions where young blokes have been left out for some older, more tired heads.
Yeah, look, they've lacked a bit of continuity around their spine, and they did make changes. That they dropped Amon and Sloan for the past couple of weeks, and look, that was an interesting one for me because I thought they need that energy and that spark in those particular positions, but they've gone with some older heads, and those older heads, it hasn't worked for them the past couple of weeks. They've had some big scores put on them, so. Look, I just think to sack the coach this early, being 1 from 5, when there hasn't been a lot of talk about him being sacked last year, when he's been able to sign players, you signed Bird, Molo, Sewer, Burgess, Woods, Embi and Billy Burns. When he's been able to sign and attract some talent, I think just because they're 1 from 5 to say he should be sacked, I think it's a little bit too far to go at this point in time. It's not like other coaches we've seen who struggle to attract talent to the club. So I think at this point in time, he should stay put.
Michael, have they set themselves up, the Dragons, here for the ability to, if they do want to get rid of Hook, to actually pull the trigger?
Well, the interesting thing that Gal touched on is that if they extended him, well, they took up the option for his third year.
That's something I forgot to say. They actually extended him in the pre-season.
In the pre-season. Well, that should give Anthony Griffin the confidence then to do what to back these young guys and to know that he's got the time there to get it right. But he's, after 2 rounds, hit the panic button and obviously dropped Sloan and Amon. Now, on the weekend, I was speaking to people at the Dragons, and look, the Anthony Griffin, the reason that they extended him was to give him that clear air, but also the fact he's one of the lowest paid coaches in the NRL. His termination payment is only 12 months, around $475,000. Now, with Wynn Corporation as the owners there, that's not a lot of money to an organisation like that. If they're willing to pull the trigger when they can see, if they see, that things aren't going the way they want to. Now, they're 1 win from 13 games, their last 13 games, and Anthony Griffin now holds the worst coaching record in the history of the joint venture. Now, he's only been there for 29 games, I know. But the roster, Gal, Cam, isn't it better than what he got when Paul McGregor was sacked?
Oh, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think he's done well. I think the players he's recruited have been okay, but they've got a lot of injuries at the moment as well. Don't forget, they've probably got at least 6 of their starting players out.
They don't. No, they don't.
Isn't Billy Burns and them guys out?
They've only got, well, Sloan's been left out of the team. Cody Ramsey's really the only injury they've had. They've been pretty fortunate.
What about Billy Burns? Where's he?
Yeah, but would he be in your starting 13?
The way they're going, he would, surely.
You've got so many players there. It just seems like the Dragons, and I think Cam touched on Ben Hunt there. I think with Ben Hunt, he just seems to be making more errors the harder he tries, and you can see him having a go. Around Ben Hunt, is he a 9 or a 7? The Dragons played some good footy with him at 9. Where do you think Anthony Griffin goes with Ben Hunt?
Well, it's a difficult one because they could use a quality 9 at the moment. Andrew McCulloch just come back. Moses Embi was filling in there for a couple of games as well. And I think you probably look at Ben Hunt and look at some of the the better games he's played in his career has been at the 9 jersey. Look back to Game 3 of State of Origin last year. He was the best player on the field and led Queensland to a strong victory. So it's a very, very difficult one. You got to look at the makeup of the 17 though, Michael, where he's best suited for that club and to get the best out of that 17. And on a question too, when teams are underperforming, why is the blowtorch automatically put on the coach? I agree with Gal. Like, why is it automatically
the
on the
Tigers?
coach?
It's been the same thing.
Same thing with the Tigers.
But I think
a little bit
Tigers,
going the way towards Trent Barrett now with the Bulldogs.
But I think the Tigers started last year, and look, I love Madge, as I've said before, but they've struggled to attract talent. I think when you look at the talent that Hooker's attracted to that club, he's got something that players want to be there with him.
Well, I want to hear your thoughts on this, Cam. I mean, you go for the Dragons, but the Tigers in particular, they've been a topic of debate all season long so far. From a club that, I mean, you guys never had to go through that lull at the Melbourne Storm in the 20 years that they have. When players clearly don't want to go there, when their players are clearly not playing for the coach, how can you, from the outside looking in, how can you see them fixing that on the run in a season?
Well, it comes down to the players' brace, doesn't it? They're the ones that take the field on the weekend, and they're the ones that go out and put in those performances. No matter what's happening, behind closed doors, and if you don't agree with the coach's philosophy towards the game plan and whatnot, you still got to go out and play a game of football. And these guys, they're quality footballers. They're NRL standard footballers. They're just not showing it on the field at the moment.
Smith, thank God you said that, because there's so much pressures on the coach. And look, maybe if you can't attract talent, maybe they do have to look elsewhere. But that effort by that Tigers team yesterday was horrible against the Sharks. There was a try that Ronaldo Militaro scored. He ran over near the sideline. He ran all the way around to underneath the post, celebrating to the fans, and not one Tigers player tried to cut him off to make it a harder kick. It was embarrassing. It was the worst thing I've seen in first grade. Here it is here. Have a go at him. Goes over on the sideline. Runs right the way around. Every Tigers player stops. Not one person comes to pressure on him around underneath the post. That's just lack of effort, lack of commitment to your teammates, and lack of commitment to yourself. You got a responsibility and a job to do when you get on a rugby league field.
Well, it's a pride thing, isn't it?
100%. Surely they got individual pride where they want to show something more than that.
Yeah, the draw isn't too kind to the Tigers either on the back of that.